What did that do? It opened up million lots, of land that's ready to be developed. Schools are in place, streets are in place. And so I really wanted a product that would shine there because I think that's where we're going to get the best affordable housing. So while you can go out into the outskirts and the suburbs and use this, I think I'm really have a great niche to be able to get behind houses and the small panels and assemble them behind houses without needing big cranes or concrete trucks or things like that. My panels could be assembled into a house in a matter of 2 days, depending on the size.
Welcome to the Texas Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview Texas real estate professionals from active real estate investors, lenders, property managers, and many others that provide goods and services into the real estate investing industry in the great state of Texas. Our goal is simple: to share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level, and to meet the pros that can help you get there. Texas Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and entrepreneurs build the business they need to live the life that they've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest has a really interesting type of home construction system based on panels, and he's based in Plano, Texas. Please welcome Eric Benavides. Eric, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Dylan. Glad to be here. Appreciate the opportunity to be here.
It's always great to have people in the DFW area on the show. I lived in Denton up until recently. Now I'm abroad, but we were talking before hopping on here. Really, what you're doing is pretty niche, and I would say new, and in a lot of ways changing the game. I had some questions before hopping on here, but for our audience who may not be familiar with panel-built homes, what is a panel-built home?
Well, I think the best way to describe it, it's a factory built, which typically most homes would be on site or sticks and bricks, which is probably what most people see when they drive down the street. So it's a factory built, but instead of creating the whole house, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's panels. So the panels in my particular case are the foundation and floor panels, interior wall and exterior wall panels, and then the roof panels. And then you use those panels to assemble into a home.
I want to ask you about how you got into this space. I think a lot of people, when they think of construction and being a builder, there's so many different ways right now, especially for homes to be built. More people seem to be getting into new construction, but you decided, I'm going to do something totally different. What made you decide I'm going to create a new way for homes to be built?
Well, I've been a builder since, about 40 years in the construction business. And that's all I ever knew was the sticks and bricks on site construction. Then when COVID happened, I thought people working from home was going to be a long-term play, but during COVID, there was not many people out and about. And so I had a machine shop at that time because I had a business in the oil and gas business. And I had originally started with a shipping container and thought, people working from home was going to be a long-term play, if you will. And I thought that was going to be something to explore. Shipping containers, no matter how full they were very difficult to get delivered. Cities didn't do the inspections. And so I started actually just playing with a panelized system, thinking, could I get into somebody's backyard, get something built that was a little smaller, more workroom, offices, things like that. It didn't have plumbing and, what would be required for bathrooms. And so that was really my foray into it. It was just, I thought there was going to be a new market. Now, this was 5 years ago. So since then, it's just sort of expanded and changed and took it on a different face over the iterations that have happened since then. But that was what was really the catalyst of it.
I want to get a little bit granular about how you grew this business, because I think for folks who may be looking at being builders themselves, or who may be looking at investing in alternative construction, it can be challenging to know where to start, right? And so you decided, hey, I'm going to have a new offering, panel built homes. Did you already have a target audience in mind, or was this in a lot of ways a progression how you scaled the business?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Oh, it was definitely a progression. In the beginning, I was using my panels in my own construction company. And so we were doing the installations ourselves. And in Dallas, Fort Worth, in the 21, 22 range, we were using what's called a structural insulated panel from a third party supplier. Uh, so during that time, the product started to evolve because I needed the panels to meet my own needs. But when I started to evolve the products and the panels themselves over time and a lot of the certifications and engineering, I really started seeing the value of the panel in the panels itself. And so I kind of switched gears about 2 years ago and started creating a product that could be used and supplying what I call empowering the builders. And because I came from the builder aspect of it, I knew what I would want as a builder. And so it's definitely progressed from me using my own products to providing products that really, I wouldn't say somebody novice. We're still building homes, right? It's still a big, big undertaking. But it was a
Yeah.
lot easier by using these panel systems to allow and educate people and empower people to do their own products. It's almost like a kit.
As a builder yourself, with an extensive background, when you're approaching other builders and when they're trying to better understand why go with panel built versus other options that they have, what's the main reasons why builders should consider panel built homes?
Well, it's the same challenges that everybody's had: is cost, timing, labor shortages. So there's a lot of waste. When you take a panel approach, since it's factory built, we reduce a lot of that. So imagine like when my kit shows up, the foundation instead of concrete foundation is a pier beam, which is a crawl space type houses, which is still common across the United States, and many
Right.
houses were built that way. And so that panelized approach is just imagine when those panels show up, that your framing crew showed up, your sheetrock crew, your insulation crew, your siding crew, all those guys and all those crews and people all showed up in my panel system at one time. And so not only did you lose or you reduce a lot of expenses, but you've reduced a lot of labor. And then of course we're also reducing a lot of waste. And then when you're talking about being able to move somebody in, whether it's a homeowner rental, in a matter of 30 days versus maybe 4 or 5 months, that's a pretty significant savings in general. So that's the route that I believe the panelized system can really help the industry and empower a lot of builders, especially the new type builders or the smaller builders who can't really get crews because they don't have enough volume.
I'm imagining you have. Have you faced folks who are thinking, well, panels, this seems, a totally different concept to me. I'm a builder. I'm looking at putting up many of these. Is this going to be a fit for me? Have you faced any of that skepticism? And what has been your feedback to folks when they maybe express some of those sentiments?
Pretty much daily for the last 2 years, I've gotten a little bit of pushback on it. The reason why is my panels are a little bit different than what most panels. You've probably driven down the road and seen a big house that's got trusses and wall panels and it's kind of stacked on top of it. I'm different than that because my panels are, again, completed. They have the sheetrock, they have the siding, they have their own certifications. So not being the first one to the market with that kind of product, it's a little confusing in the beginning because people, when they think modular, they think a certain thing. When they think panels, they see a certain thing. And so
Right.
because I'm a little bit different, it takes a little while for them to get their arms around what's been able to be accomplished because it is new.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
I want to ask you about the use cases for panel built homes. I think when people are thinking about some of the other alternative construction methods, they're thinking, okay, well, I've got to be able to maneuver this into an area, so I can't necessarily put this anywhere. Can panel built homes really be put anywhere? Do they have to be put maybe in the outskirts of a city or something like that?
No, actually, the product itself, and I will start talking about kind of my product and the way my panels work.
Right.
I took a panel first approach, so I have panels that have different configurations, and because they're smaller, they actually fit in back of people's, accessory dwelling unit backyards, fill where there's smaller city lots that there may be houses very close to each other. And so, no, the type of approach I took is for that. I believe there's a real big market out there. In California, it's called, I think, State Bill 9, SB 9, which is that multi, use or more houses on one lot. And that's coming prevalent in a lot of other places. In the city of Austin, they allow it, and I think it's going to continue. What did that do? It opened up millions of lots, million lots, of land that's ready to be developed. Schools are in place, streets are in place, and so I really wanted a product that would shine there because I think that's where we're going to get the best affordable housing. So while you can go out into the outskirts and the suburbs and use this, I think I'm really have a great niche to be able to get behind houses and the small panels and assemble them behind houses without needing big cranes or concrete trucks or things like that. My panels could be assembled into a house in a matter of 2 days, depending on the size.
That brings up another area of interest. I think for myself and a lot of people, I'm sure many members of our audience, when we talk about the housing crisis and affordable housing, you mentioned what's going on in California, where I'm seeing a lot of people having ADUs in California, which as a Texas licensed realtor myself, I was surprised by. I said, oh, look at California being a little bit leading the curve here. I'm curious to get your perspective on accessory dwelling units, and are we going to start to see more and more of that? Are people going to start to put in Texas ADUs in their backyard? Is it going to be limited to certain areas? What's your general feedback on that?
I believe that the backyard is going to be a nationwide trend. Again, it's the easiest way for municipalities to absorb new units without streets and, the school districts and things like that. So imagine having to be a subdivision and you got to go make sure there's sewer capacity. All this is inside. And when you're taking a tract of land and making it smaller, which to get affordable housing is going to require smaller tract of land. But no, I think it is really going to be a brand new, I want to call it a brand new industry, but I think it's going to be a new industry because normal builders
Yeah.
really wouldn't like a decentralized building. So who's really doing that? Is it a remodeler? Is it a custom home builder? I think
Yeah.
it's going to be a new thing. I
I
really
think,
do.
you mentioned the ADUs, we're mentioning builders as well, but I also think that the average, and I'm a little hesitant in saying this, but I also think the average person who is a homeowner now, especially a younger homeowner, is having to think more and more like an investor in order to get into that home. They may be having to jump through some more hurdles than previous generations have had to. And I think because of this, in many ways, more people are looking at how do I get involved in real estate as an investor, whether it's ADUs, whether it's, storage facilities. And I think one of the things that's really interesting right now, we mentioned it in California, you're in Plano, is how many people are looking at ADUs and this opportunity all over. And to your point, Eric, I think it will be a national.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
For sure. And one of the reasons I created this system is exactly what you said. If you're a novice, if you will, somebody who's just kind of getting in the game, how do you get your questions answered? And the reason I like this route is because in my particular case, when you have the kit, then you're empowering people to at least know, okay, this will be code in my area because I can just go in and ask the cities, will it meet code? Can I use these products? Who can assemble it? Because when you're starting out, you're going to rely on other contractors, and nothing against other contractors, but usually they're busy and they've got other commitments. Of course, there's some people out there that probably do a little bit of advantage taking, but not like a very, very small amount. But how do you empower people to get that information? And one of the ways to do it is to make construction easy. And that was kind of the approach I took so that people, again, could be empowered to find that information out. If you really want to save money, you've got to get in there and do it yourself. But in the end, you're still building a home. So it's still loud, it's trucks, it's heavy. It's an undertaking. Not that it can't be done. I mean, people do it every day. But it was really important for me to answer that question that you just asked. How do you get information to the people?
We are coming up on time here, Eric. I do want to ask you a couple granular questions about Fornitos, and specifically how our audience or folks in general, if they're in Texas or really if they're anywhere, can learn more about your company, and also maybe how they could look into a panel-built home for themselves.
Sure. Like everybody else, we had a YouTube page. It's got some basic videos of how we put some things together. Our website's got some information on it. Of course, I'm available to ask questions. There's two major things about my system. Because my system's been approved, the International Code Council has an approval system, which we're the first company to be approved with plans and the products itself. And so that's called the ESR, the Valuation Service Report. I'm ESR 5284. EER, Equivalency Report 5284. And that right there will show you the in-depth and the certification for my product straight from the International Code Council's website themselves. That's what most municipalities in the country use to figure out how to, and I'm talking about the plans examiners and inspectors, how to make sure a product is approved. That's where they go.
Eric, thank you so much for coming on the show here today.
Absolutely, Dylan. Appreciate the time. Glad that I enjoyed the conversation. Had great questions. Looking forward to answering any more questions that your audience may have.
Thanks for joining us for today's show. If you're looking to take your business and your life to the next level, you really need to learn more about the Investor Fuel Mastermind. It's your shortcut to success. To learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other amazing entrepreneurs, 100% financing on your deals, member-only discounts, and so much more, please visit investorfuel.com/Texas. By the way, Investor Fuel is even Texas-based. Also, if you're interested in applying to be a guest on this very show, the Texas Real Estate Pro Show, please visit investorfuel.com/Texas. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube or your favorite podcast app so you never miss another episode. We'll see you on the next show.